What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about what cars, etc. we need in this game. I think we can need to. The creator of CPM1 should create a game called CPM1 South Africa. It's basically a South African version of CPM1. And inside here, we're gonna start with this. We're gonna need a car subwoofer JBL by the body section, because we want to listen to music on this. We want to hear our boof boof boof. We want to hear our speakers breaking, but this thing still works. Next, we're gonna need uh, mm, sorry, my phone's just frozen. Next, we're gonna need is rands. On the top there, I don't want to see dollars. Where your cash is, I don't want to see dollars. I want to see rands. And when it says not enough money, I don't want it to say not enough money. I want it to say not enough rands. Everything should be, say for example, there's a what do you call it? Let's call it uh a wing. You want to buy a wing? It must say, and it's 150. It shouldn't say $150. It should be R150. 150 rands. And the rands are in-game money, not real life money. Next up, Nando's. We're gonna change that burger shop and the donut shop or whatever. We're gonna change it into Nando's. Next up, Muchachos. Same thing. We're gonna change one of the other restaurants into Muchachos. Chicken Licken. Once again, changing the others into Chicken Licken. BP. So we're gonna change one of the garages and we're gonna put there BP. 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 Next, Shell. We need Shell. Next, Puma. We're gonna need the Puma garage. And next, Engine. Engine is the next garage we're gonna need. Next, for the cars, we're gonna need a NP300. Because it's a South Africa car, we use it in South Africa. NP300. Next, NP200. We use it in South Africa, we're gonna need it. Next, Isuzu. We're gonna need the Isuzu. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention. I do not want to see something cost coins, and I do not want to see the coins icon there. Remove coins. Nobody wants to coins. Nobody likes coins. It's impossible to get coins. Nobody likes it. And also, I need it. I don't want it to look like CPM 2. I don't want it to look like. I want everything the same as CPM 1. Just remove all the cars and add these cars I'm showing. All the restaurants, add these restaurants I'm showing. And one more thing, remove all of the gas stations and put these ones that I'm showing. Exactly. Okay, you don't have to make it this realistic, but yeah, as long as you get these. Next, we're gonna need the Kawasaki road bike, because we use it in South Africa. It says right there, Southern Africa. Next, we're gonna need is the KTM. The KTM for the mountains is just life. Next, oh yeah, and I want to spawn more than one vehicle. Let's say I want to take never mind. Make it like CPM 1. Only spawn one at a time. Next, Clarence. I want Clarence. Remove all that cities that you put. Remove city 1, city 2, mountains, off-road, everything. And we're gonna put Clarence as the first one. And it must look exactly like Clarence. Okay, you don't like, once again, don't make it so realistic and put this graphics. Just as long as it has everything that Clarence has, I'm happy. Next up, Cape Town. Not Cape Town, Harry Smith. There it says Harry Smith. We're gonna need Harry Smith. Don't make it the same graphics, but as long as we have Harry Smith and it looks exactly like Harry Smith, same size as Harry Smith. Because I don't want only the names to be changed. I want it to look like this. Next up, we have Pretoria. we're gonna have to need Pretoria. That's the capital of South Africa. So we're gonna need Pretoria. And yeah. Uh once again, I don't want you to change it. I don't need this graphics. I just want Pretoria and everything that's in Pretoria. Next, Cape Town. You must have Cape Town. It's not South Africa without Cape Town. Must have Cape Town. Exactly like Cape Town. Everything that Cape Town has. So it's not this realistic. Next we're gonna need is Sandton, Johannesburg. I don't know why, but yeah, we're gonna have to have it. It's not South Africa without Sandton. Once again, all the cities that, all the towns and everything, all the houses, everything they have. Just not this realistic. Put CPM one instead of traffic. CPM's one on high. Next we're gonna need is Bethlehem. Bethlehem. Some people don't know, but there's a town called Bethlehem. We're gonna need this. Everything that's inside, everything exactly, and all of them we need exactly the streets, okay? Street name. As long as it has Bethlehem, we're happy. Next we're gonna need is Balito in Durban. We're gonna need the beach. We want to relax. And and also once again for the name, I think the name should be CPM1 South Africa. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyways, yep, we're gonna need that beach that's exactly like this. All the towns and houses and hotels they have. Just don't make it look this realistic, because that's gonna, number one, take too much of space. Number two, yeah, no, we don't need it so realistic. As long as it has all of this, the houses, the hotels, the cities, everything. Next up, for the cars again, Suzuki Swift. We're gonna need a Suzuki Swift. We use it in South Africa. We're gonna have to have Suzuki Swift, please. Next up, Suzuki Jimny. People will use Suzuki Jimny. We need Suzuki Jimny. Next up, this kind of caravel. Not the newer one, this one. This one's just brings 1980s back to life. It looks so good, especially if we were to put modifications on it. We need this. Next up, Kumbi. We're gonna need this Kumbi. Kumbis are alive, bruh. Without Kumbi, without Volkswagen, how's it gonna be a game then, bruh? Next, we're gonna need is a Volvo bus. We need a pass for transport. What you gonna do? Next, we need is the Volkswagen truck. People will be angry at me if I don't add trucks, right? And trucks and other trucks are basically used in other countries. The only truck we don't use in other countries and only South Africa, I think, only South Africa, anyway, is a Volkswagen. A Volkswagen truck. Next up, the Honda Civic. I know it's not used in all countries, but I know it's used in all countries, and it says it started in the UK anyway. But we will need a Honda Civic. Yeah, Honda Civic. Because we use it in South Africa. Next up is the Scirocco. We're gonna need a Scirocco. Because it's a Scirocco. We use it in South Africa. Next we're gonna need is, okay, forget about that Polo on top. Pretend that Polo's not there. But we're gonna need a tow truck. Without the tow truck, how's it a game? We need the tow truck. Especially Isuzu. Yeah, Isuzu tow truck. Next we're gonna need the Amarok V6. Amarok V6 for some people is just life. For me, it's life, but but this is only like, for chill. Right. Next we're gonna need is the Volkswagen Caddy Parky. This thing here, especially this here, is something we have to have. It's not a game without this. It's not a South African game, without this. And please, for the Bakis, by the body parts, put canopies. And for all cars, every single car I showed you now must put a JBL subwoofer by the body parts. We need JBL, and the radio and the aircon must work. We need the radio and aircon to work. Okay, sharp. Next we're gonna need is the Volkswagen Caddy van. The van. It's just nice. We must have it. This is like for work. For work. Like when you have to take tires and carpets and stuff. This is just what we need. Subwoofers. Next we're gonna need the Ford Figo. We just used this in South Africa. This is almost, I think this is the second or the third most used car in South Africa. We're gonna need a Ford Figo. Next is the Ford Focus. I don't know why we I don't know why we need a Ford Focus, but we do use a lot of it in South Africa. This I think is the fourth most used car in South Africa, I think. But we need Ford Focus. Next we're gonna need the S, to be more specific, or should I say specifically, this Ford Fiesta right here. Cause this one just looks so lekker. And the sound, yo, we're gonna need specifically this one. Next we're gonna need is this Ford Ranger. To be more for, okay, but we're gonna need three of them. The original Ford Ranger, the Ford Wildtrak, the Ford Ranger Wildtrak, and the Ford Ranger Raptor. Those are the three things we use in South Africa. Next we're gonna need is the Quantum. Because these things are called taxis in South Africa. We need this in South Africa. This is a South African car. You don't find them anywhere else. You only find them in South Africa. These are South African taxis. The only part I don't like is they always going beep 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 beep. But anyways, we need this thing. It's a must. Next we're gonna need is Hilux. What should I say? It's not a Pocky. It's a Hilux. We need a Hilux. Yo, this is also a South African car. We need it in South Africa. It's not a South African game if it doesn't have this. Specifically Hilux. Next we're gonna need is the Volkswagen Tiguan. Tiguan, yeah. Volkswagen Tiguan. Because the Tiguans are lekker. Are very lekker. Next we're gonna need is the Volkswagen T-Roc. We also use this in South Africa. Must have the T-Roc. Next we're gonna need is a T-Cross. T-Cross. And next we're gonna need is the Passat. Specifically the 8th generation Passat. Next we're gonna need is the Golf 7. I know you already have it in CPM 1. But in CPM South Africa also put a Golf 7. Next we're gonna need is the Golf 1, aka City Golf. This car is just so nice, bro. This car should basically be cheap because it's cheap and reliable. But people will put the suspension on the floor. You'll put 13-inch wheels, and you'll put a JBL or Targa in the back. But we need this. Next we're gonna need is the Golf 2. You have it in CPM 1, but we need it in CPM South Africa. Or CPM 1 South Africa. So basically there's gonna be two CPM 1. CPM 1 South Africa and CPM 1. We're gonna need this. It's a Golf 2. Next we're gonna need is a Golf 3. Yo. Golf 3. Yo. Next we're gonna need is a Golf 4. Have to have Golf 4. Next we're gonna need is Golf 5. Golf 5 is basically just mostly South African, but people use it in other countries. Next we're gonna need is the Golf 6. Golf 6. Next we're gonna need is a Golf 8. Golf 8. Next we're gonna need is the 2013 Polo Vivo hatch. because yeah, we're gonna need it. Next, we're gonna need is the 2018 Polo Vivo hatch. Next, we're gonna need is a, a I'm not sure that yeah, 2018 Comfort Line Polo TSI. Next, we're gonna need is a Gusheshe BMW E30, aka Gusheshe. Next, we're gonna need is a Chevrolet Spark. Next, we're gonna need is a Kia Picanto. I mean Kia Rio. This is a Rio. We're gonna need the Rio. Next, we're gonna need now this is the Kia Picanto. We're gonna need Kia Picanto. Next, we're gonna need is a Nissan Patrol. Next, we're gonna need is a 14 Clipper, 1400 Baki, South Africa. Next, we're gonna need is a Toyota Land Cruiser, the cousin of the Hilux, or the brother. Next, we're gonna need is the Toyota Corolla. Next, we're gonna need is the Toyota Urban Cruiser. Yeah. So yep, that's it for today. Please make sure you add all of this and all the things I just said, detail, etc. Please, and make sure you have the subwoofer. We have to have that subwoofer, and the radio and the aircon must work. Yes, radio and aircon has to work, and every single of these cars. The main thing we need, optional if you want to add it, the order of car parking multiplayer one. We have to have the doors opening, the boot, the doors, and the bonnet. But that's optional if you want to. If you don't want the trunk, the doors, and the hood for the American. So we're gonna have to need all of this. But that's optional if you want to add it. It'll be nice if you do, but you don't have to add it if that's gonna be too much of work for you. And thank you. If you watch us, thank you so much for watching and understanding. Um, we as South Africans really need all this, and yeah. Oh yeah, and don't forget to add the air suspension. Air suspension is the main. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. And bye bye.